grace. You're El Shaddai in this place. You're a healer when I'm sick. Whatever is broken, you can fix. Dropping down almost to the floor. Whenever I need you, all I have to do is call. Your blessings, they unfold. Nothing can describe you, not even one word. No words, no words, no words can describe you. No words, no words, no words. Never too busy to give you praise. Shower your glory in this place. No weapon can harm. The enemy has no control. You're great, you're mighty, deliverer, awesome. Your blessings, they unfold. Nothing can describe, not even one word. No one, no one can describe you. No one, no one, no one can describe you. No one, no one, no one can describe you. No one, there ain't no one, no one can describe you. You're great, you're mighty, deliverer, awesome. Your blessings, they unfold. Nothing can describe, not even one word. No one, no one, no one can describe you. No one, no one, no one can describe you. No one, no one, no one, no one, no one can describe you. Oh, no one. There you go. Sorry, my microphone was muted. Hello, hi everyone. Hello, hello. How are you? Please like and subscribe and share. Let everyone know we are here. I'm gonna give it some time so we can cycle through. Let everyone get on here and come on in. Oh, is that how I'm looking? Oh, this is bad reception. Really bad reception. Oh man. I do apologize about the reception. Next week it will probably not be like this. I can bet you by doubt that. Okay. Okay. All right. Yes, please let everyone know we are on here. Hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome everybody to Bowls. Hello. We are a nonprofit organization. BOLD stands for the Beauty of a Woman's Strength. And we are here to empower, to strengthen, to encourage, um, especially even now. And sometimes the host needs it. I know it's been a minute. I haven't been on here. It's been a host of events happening in my life. Um, but I thank God. I thank Him for His grace and His mercy. I thank Him for His ability to be patient with me and to keep me and cover me. So thank you so much for all those who have sent out prayers and love to my loss. And tonight's conversation is going to be very interesting. I did have a guest, but unfortunately they're unable to attend. So we're just going to be us. It's just going to be us. So that means y'all know it's going to be quick. And I'm going to get out your way. I appreciate all those who listen, who watch, who follow. Even if you get the playback, thank you so very much. We are streaming from YouTube. We're streaming from Facebook. And I thank you so much for all of my watchers, listeners. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. As you can see, yes, I did have this up here. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and do what I always do before we get started. Hopefully it's not too bad. Oh, this is really, really bad. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay. So, hopefully this is not too bad, guys, and y'all can muster up the strength to still keep watching. I see how it's really not that great a broadcast, but we're gonna make it work. So I'm here to read you my mission statement. This is what we stand on, what I stand on, what I believe, what my purpose is here to do. And at the end of the day, I'm thankful that I'm able to do it. Have done it, continue to do it, and will not stop doing it. So, our mission here is we are a sisterhood dedicated to empowering the lives of women across the world. Our mission is to build stronger women from within by enhancing their knowledge of who they are and to connect with the power that resides in unity. We will commit to withstanding all adversities with poise, beauty, and love, forever showing the essence of a woman's touch through prayer and fasting, to never giving up, to never devaluing ourselves, but will vow to be strong and knowing that together we make the strongest bow. And that is our purpose. That is why we are here. That is why we do what we do. That is why we commit financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. We commit these things to this cause because it is effective, it is important, especially to my ladies. I have a heart for women. I have a heart for empowerment and encouragement and to be an encourager. All of these things are dear to my heart. So, why not spread it abroad? So, thank you guys again for watching. Thank you for participating. I haven't did much this year thus far because of all of the events that has been taking place. But trust me, look out for next year. Also, you know that, like I said, here we're going to Africa, South Africa, Pretoria, South Africa. So we are still collecting donations, guys. I'm collecting donations through Cash App and Venmo as well. Paper donations as well, checks, money orders. We are collecting it all. Please don't let me go to South Africa by myself with empty-handed. We want to bless these orphanages, okay? And if you can't get to them your own personal self, please let me do it for you. All right, let me do it for you. And I want to encourage you to tell someone, a business, a company, a group, whomever you know and will, that will write a check, that will give it in my name. You can write it in my name because I'm going to send all of this, take this with me when I go to South Africa. So I'm excited about it. I want to raise $2,000. That is the goal. So please help me raise this money to give back to the children. They need it over there. They need it very bad. And I appreciate this wonderful church that's going to be helping me, True Healing and Teaching Ministries. They're going to be helping me, aiding and helping me with the delivery of this food and items and different things of that nature. So I give all honor to Prophet Insia and Lady Insia. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for participating and helping us, just with this cause. I really do appreciate it very much. So listen, we have not that many announcements, but just want to say thank you to all of those who thought it not robbery to give thank yous and the passing of my mother. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you so much for all of those who sent love and thought it not robbery to just give me a shout out and just say hello here. I'm here for you. What can I do, or anything of that nature. So I appreciate all of you who have reached out in that capacity. It was really, really helpful and very heartwarming. So I appreciate you all for that. Tonight, we're going to talk about grief, which I am in, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. Yes, I am in it. I just found out what stage I'm in today. So we're going to talk about it. I got some stuff, so we're going to talk about it today. Just a little quick announcement before we get into our topic and discussion. I don't know if you happened to listen or tune in the beginning while we were playing, but the song that you are hearing or heard was yours truly, my song that I recorded. So yes, that is me singing. Okay, just want to put that out there. That is moi, Sienna Boone, singing. Yes, that's my song. So it still needs work, but I'm happy about it. So I just want to let y'all know that little tidbit. Okay. All right. So please like and share. Send this to friends, family, whomever. If you guys, let me change. I know I have to fix the privacy. I know I did. I always see it. Always does that. I put it on public, and then it goes somewhere else. So now it is public. So hopefully everybody can tune in. Sorry about that. But it's just the fickleness of this. That's why I need an assistant so they can do all of these things for me. So thank you again. But we're going to go into our topic today. We're going to talk about some grief, understanding. It was 5 stages of grief, but now I found that it's actually 7. So we're going to talk about the understanding of the 7 stages of grief. You might have heard of the 5 stages, but there are, but grief really follows a set of time frames. So we got 7 stages of grief here that I found. And the 5 stages, in the 5 stages of grief models, it was developed by this lady named Elizabeth Kubler-Rose, and became famous after she published her first book on death and dying in the 1969. So Miss Kubler-Rose developed her model to describe people with terminal illnesses facing their own death, but it was soon adapted as a way of thinking about grief in general. So do 5 stages happen, or 7 happen in order? I'm going to tell you, no, they don't. So I'll get to mine after we finish this. So it says the 5 stages are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, shock. It's really 7. Shock and what's the other one? Shock and processing grief. So those are the 7 of them. Okay. They are often talked about as if they happen in order, moving from one stage to another. You might hear people say things like, oh, I've moved on from denial, and I think I'm on entering the anger stage. But this isn't the case. It's definitely not the case. I can tell you that firsthand. In fact, Ms. Kubler-Ross, in her writing, makes it clear that the stages are non-linear. People can experience these aspects of griefs at different times, and they do not happen all in particular order. You might not experience all of the stages, and you might find feelings are quite different with different bereavements, okay? So, they're not all going to be done in the same order. No, it isn't. Because if you were to read the order, I can tell you for sure it wasn't for me. So what are the 7 stages of grief? So the first word here that they have, I'm not going to say it's the number 1. I'm not going to say it's the first stage, but one of the stages of grief is denial. Feeling numb is common in the early days after bereavement. Some people at first carry on as if nothing has happened. Even if we know our heads that even if we know in our heads that someone has died, it can be hard to believe that someone important is not coming back. I just want to pause there for a minute. And yes, that is number 1 that I felt, but it wasn't my first stage of grief. I felt that though, because you immediately play back that as like a constant recording of how you're not going to see them anymore. You're not going to talk to them anymore. You're not going to be able to touch them, to feel them, to have conversations. And, it's just hard for you to believe it. It's really, 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 really difficult and hard for you to wrap your mind around it. But that, even though that is something that did happen to me, I want to say that it wasn't my first stage. Definitely wasn't my first stage. But this has happened. But I'll keep you abreast to more as we continue. It is also very common to feel the presence of someone who has died. I know that's right. Listen, let me tell you. I can't tell you how many times I felt like I felt my mother. I did. I just felt like I felt her at some points, but mostly when I'm at home. I feel like I feel her sometimes, and it's kind of interesting. And even my phone had rang. So right after we did her funeral, the next day my phone rang, but it only rang once. And usually, your cell phone or whatever will ring at least about 5 times, right? The ring about 5 times. It's really bad. Okay, but sorry, let me see something. Let's see if we can change. I'm gonna try to change something real quick and see if that helps. Okay. All right. Is that better? It looks like it's better. All right, we just had to fix my signal here. Looks good. Okay, so we're going to continue. So like I was saying, right after her funeral, my phone rang once, and then it didn't ring anymore. But then a voicemail came up. And so I'm like, my phone don't usually just ring once and the voicemail comes up. So I went to check the voicemail, and all you hear, I still have it. I really just, if I could somehow play it on here and show y'all what I'm talking about, I would. I still have the voicemail. And on the voicemail, it's all you hear is like that. That's it. It's like air or breathing, or like somebody just like shh, like saying shh. or something. I'm like, hello? So I'm like, is this, and it's a message. So I'm like, it's very, very strange. I'm not into paranoia stuff, but I'm just saying that's what happened to me. That's all I'm saying. So rather, she may or may not be trying to communicate from beyond. I'm just saying that is my experience, and that's what happened to me. So it was really cool and interesting to be able to experience that. That that you will feel the presence of someone who has died, and hear their voice or even see them. I believe that. I really do believe that. There's many stories that people will tell you about how they've seen their loved ones and different shadows and stuff. I haven't quite seen her yet. My sister has. My sister has seen her and heard her. Not seen her. I think she's heard her in her dream. She had a dream of her, and I think she just kind of called me or something. I don't know. Who knows, right? Only God knows. So, all right. So that's the first word of the stages of grief is denial. Next we have anger. So I want to say that this might have been my first one, but then when I looked up the other two that I found, I think that was my first one, and then this is my second. So I think anger was my second stage for me. I was very angry. And a lot of people be like, "You angry at God?" No, I wasn't angry at God. Um, I was angry at everybody. I was angry at everybody else. Maybe sometimes I am too. I don't know if I've let that fully go, but sometimes I find myself angry at other people, and I was very much angry at my mother as well. So yeah, so anger is a completely natural emotion and very natural after someone dies. Death can seem cruel and unfair, especially when you feel someone has died before their time and you had to plan for the future together. It is also common to feel angry towards a person who has died or angry at yourself for things that we did or didn't do before they died. And that is the truth. I believe I believe my source of my anger was targeted at people. Don't matter who you were, um, except my daughter. I think my daughter was the only person I would say that I didn't target my anger towards. Maybe frustration. She can be a little frustrating sometimes. I love you, Nala. But I want to say definitely anger was, I thought it was number one, but I would say it's number two for me. I was very angry, um, big time angry at my mother for my own personal reasons. I'm not going to share that on here. But then it transferred over into other people. Very angry. Sometimes I find myself still in that mode too, beyond the stage that I'm in right now. So and I find that sometimes some of them can work together. So yeah, and in my anger I found there's this level of honesty. Um you get to a point in the level of honesty that you feel in yourself, because now I don't know if your prefrontal is closed off or what, but um you don't really concern yourself about how others will feel of what you're going to say to them. And that's a dangerous place to be. Sorry. It really is. It's a dangerous place to be because you don't want to burn bridges and hurt people because you're hurting. Um, but it's kind of hard to translate all of the emotions that you have going on, and it's just not knowing really where to put them, and all of these things that happen. So it just comes out as a bunch of anger and frustration, and like you just don't care. Plus, I think I turned 42, so that's another tidbit to it. Um, yeah, so that's very, very true. I want to say that in the regards of anger, not only does a place of truth comes from it, it's it's um it's kind of freeing. It's kind of freeing because you're not so you're also clear and open about how you feel, you know. And I'm very honest. I'm very honest. And one thing about me is I shut in a little bit because I had to process, really had to process a lot of things. And me, when I'm going through something, I don't really like a lot of people a part of it. I don't like a lot of people part of my process because I get, like I said, you will get some of the smoke, really. So I'll back away and I try to deal with it on my own. Try to deal with it on my own. And I still am. I'm a little bit way better than what I was. Thank God we're in July, but my June will never be the same. And I had to celebrate my birthday without my mother, who she was doing all of my decorations for my birthday. And unfortunately, we couldn't do that. So, yeah, my June will never be the same. I will definitely say that much. My birthday will never be the same anymore. I probably will celebrate, may or may not, but at the end of the day, it's a month that I will probably be honoring my mother and really making it more about her in the month of June now, and less about me. So I think that's how I want to honor her life and her spirit, and just all that she has been and done for me, my sister, and my family in our lives. My mother was a wonderful person. Yes, everyone has their problems. Everyone has their flaws. There's no one in this world that is perfect. And yes, there was many days that she got on my nerves. God knows. But at the end of the day, that's your family. That's your mother. That's the one who brought you to this earth and the world. And it doesn't matter how far out things will go. You gotta believe and gotta know that that's your mother. And she's not perfect. No one is. But at the end of the day, it's your blood. She brought you safely into this world and raised you, and so you gotta be able to get to the point where you know you love her beyond her past. You love her beyond her pain. You love her beyond your pain. You love them. You love your parents beyond what they have done, and sometimes that's difficult. Sometimes that's difficult, especially when a parent can hurt you. When a parent hurts you, it's a different kind of hurt. It's because it's expected for them to be mad at you and y'all to probably disagree on things in life. But when a parent can outright make you feel like you're not important to them and they don't care about your life and they can care less about you, that's different. That's a different kind of pain, different kind of hurt. And so I encourage you, whoever may have felt that before, you got to get past that at some point, and it's a process. It is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Don't expect it, because I'm still going through that too. All right. It has to be a process to be able to get over that stuff, to be able to get over that stuff. And so you gotta push past it. And at the end of the day, the love doesn't change, but the relationship does. And that's the difference. So you fine tune the definition, you fine tune your relationship and just say, yes, I love you, but my relationship with you is now different. And you have to redefine how your relationship will be, because you don't want to, you have to protect yourself, and you don't want to keep letting that person steal your way and hurt you, and because you're so open to them that, no, I wouldn't care if it is your parents, like, no, but love your parents. I would say that much. Love your parents, love your family, love your friends, love people, period. But you have to just define your relationships, just define them and how you want them to be at the end of the day. So that is the second stage, or one of the stages of grief, is anger. Next, we're going to move on to bargaining. Now, this is something I have not done. I am not aware of this at all. I have not did this. it didn't even dawn on my mind to even do something like this. So it says bargaining, right? When you are in pain, it's sometimes hard to accept that there's nothing we can do to change things. Bargaining is when we start to make deals with ourselves or perhaps with God if we're religious. It says, we want to believe that if we can act in a particular way, we will feel better. It's also common to find ourselves going over and over things that happened in the past and asking a lot of what if questions, wish we could go back and change things and hope things could have turned out differently. Yes, we find ourselves in a place of bargaining. Now, that's not something that I have been in. I've not tried to bargain in anything, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. But yes, you can find yourself in a place to try to trade places with them, or so I've heard some people say, "Take me instead," or they get to that place where it's like, um, we should have did this and we should have did that. I've gotten to the place or the time or two where I got to the more, not less to the shoulda coulda wouldas, but more or less to the place of um like, dang, I wish I would have taken her on her trip sooner, because my mother wanted to go to so it was two trips that she had in mind to go to before just before she started getting really really sick. And so all those that may not know, but my mother had lung cancer. She had lung cancer. And honestly, I want to say that's not the only thing she died from. Because she also had COPD as well, and I think her catching pneumonia was the the trigger for all of everything to really kind of aggress even the more. So I think it was a combination of a lot of things, and towards the end, it just her heart couldn't handle it. Her heart could not handle what was happening to her body, and the cancer became more aggressive, and then there was a COPD there that was feeding off of whatever was happening as well as the pneumonia. So her heart just stopped, and it was, yeah. So that's pretty much what my mother passed from. And so you get to a point where, like I was saying earlier, I had thought in my mind, like, dag, I wanted, because we talked about two trips, and she wanted to go to the Philadelphia Zoo, and she also wanted to go to I don't know if it was a beach or no, sorry, it was the aquarium. She wanted to go to Camden Aquarium, and she wanted to go to the beach. I mean, the Philadelphia Zoo. So I was preparing her and preparing to take her to those two events, and then unfortunately all of this took place. So yeah, you not necessarily that I bargained, but I was in a place to feel like, dang, I should have did this earlier, and you get to that place, where you're like, I should have did it earlier. I should have did it earlier or sooner or something like that. And you kind of kick yourself for it, for not doing it sooner, or not, making the reservations or the plans quicker. So yeah. So I can definitely understand how that could be a stage. So another stage of grief is depression, which is common. Everyone knows that depression is definitely a part of grief. So depression is sadness and longing, and and longings are what we think of most often when we think about grief. This pain can be very intense and come in waves over many months or years. Yes, ma'am. Life can feel like it no longer holds any meaning, which can be very scary. So here's what I want to say about depression. I don't want no one, okay? And I can say this because I'm experiencing it. So I don't want nobody to feel like, oh, you can't say nothing because you don't know how I feel. You don't know what I'm going through. I do. I do. And honestly, I don't think I've experienced depression. Um, because my mother would not want me to be like that. She would not want me to not live my life. She would not want me to you know, hurt so much that I'm still and I'm not moving or I'm not progressing in my life. My mother would not want that for me. She's always been a go-getter. My mother's always been a go-getter. She's a hustler. She's a go-getter. My mother is someone who keeps keeps it going. Like she just keeps it going. Her business, I don't know if you guys know, but she had her own little business called Gigi's Unusual Design, and she created wonderful things. And she created her own jewelry. She created so many things on her own, and at the end she was doing parties, and she's very good with silk flowers, and she did birthdays, and I use my mother in my businesses and people who were needing stuff for weddings and stuff for birthdays and stuff for prom and da 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 da. My mother was knocking it out, and she's my number one event go to, because she did all of my birthdays, all of my daughter's birthdays, and stuff of that nature. So my mother was definitely into events, and she oh, my bowl's coming off here. Wait a minute. So she definitely was someone who was a creator, So we share that, and I could not imagine myself not being able to still function in that place. So I just want to encourage people um, who may be experiencing depression at this point. Think of it from the perspective of your parents. Would your parent or your loved one or whomever it was, would they want you to stop? Would they want you to just be stuck? Would they want you to just be no more? I don't think so. And the best way to honor their life, to honor their death, to honor who they were in this earth is to keep going, and don't stop, And that's one thing that encourages me. And so I think I've reached to the place where I might get a little teary-eyed. I'm just saying. This is kind of difficult to talk about. But I'm going to do it because we here now. We out here. We out here in these streets. So, all right. So yes. Let's just jump off that. So yes, I want to encourage people who my bow is missing up here. If you are in the place to be in a depressive place, right? I want you to it's a time for everything. Right? The Bible says it's a time for dying, it's a time for happiness, it's a time for laughter, joy. It's a time for all of these things, but a time, and then it needs to pass. So think of what you need to heal and come out of it. Come out of it, because that stuff will drown you. Depression will drown you. It will take away your life. It will drown you, and it will leave you empty, and emotionless, and dry, and just without vigor. And that's not what you want. That's not how you want to honor your loved one's life, right? So please, I encourage, I beg, I plead with you, if you are in a place of depression in the regards of loved one passing on, I want to encourage you to come out of it. Come out of it. I can tell you this because I'm in it now. My mother passed on, and I can't say that depression has been a stage for me, because immediately I think of the honoring of my mother and how she would want me to live my life. while she's not here. And we've had these conversations. I've had these conversations with her. So it's not like, I'm just saying this stuff. No, we have planned, talked constantly about this moment right here. I've had in her house while laying on her bed. She had her little shingles going on her bed. We had these conversations, and she told me what to do, and as difficult as it may be to know and to believe and to think and to feel and to have the inclination that, you can't hear, see, touch, feel, speak to them anymore. It is tough. That's tough. That's hard. It's difficult to really wrap your mind around. But at the end of the day, you got to keep going. You can't be stuck. Don't be stuck, okay? So, but grief is a natural difficulty, but natural a lot. People don't realize that repression and suppression is dangerous because you act out of emotion. Yes, absolutely. Good job, Markia. That's very true. And you act out of your emotions, and that's something that you want to hone in. I don't want to tell you not to feel, but I want to encourage you to feel for a moment, right? And that's what it's about. Just a moment. It's a time. That's what the Bible says. It's a time, not all time, not every time, right? It's a time, uno, right? It's a time. Let it be a moment and let it pass. That's what I want to encourage you to do. So that's depression. Another stage of grief is acceptance. Acceptance, right? Which I have not gotten to yet. In the sense of what this is about to say. So it says, grief comes in waves and it can feel like nothing will ever be right again. But gradually, most people find that the pain eases. Yes, yes, it does. And it is possible to accept what has happened. We may never get over the death of someone's precious, but we can learn to live again while keeping the memories of those we have lost close to us. And yes, I can't say that I have reached a place of acceptance. Because I'm not at the place to reach the place of acceptance. I don't know how else to say that. I'm just not there yet. Because I don't want to. And it's not that I don't, but it's more or less like my first stage. Okay. And we'll get to what my first stage is because it just happened so fast. It just happened so fast. It literally happened so fast. And I'm trying to come off of that. So sometimes my stages merge into each other. And I'll let you know what that is, right? So here is my first stage, right? So my first stage is shock. This is my first stage. All right. It says, so shock is one of the stages of grief. So feelings of shock are unavoidable in nearly every situation. Even if we feel we have had time to prepare for the loss of a loved one. We know it's going to happen, but not right then. Not on that day. People in shock often appear to be behaving normally without a lot of emotion because the news hasn't fully sunk in yet. Often there's a sense of numbness and self-protective detachment from your feelings because they are too intense to deal with. Yes, that is my first stage, is shock. I am so in shock. That's why I said mine's combined. A combination of shock and anger. That's me. I have, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put myself on blast, right? Y'all know how I do on my podcast, so I'm gonna put myself on blast. So I'm definitely self-protective. I'm definitely detached from my feelings. That's probably why I can. That's why anger is probably the first emotion that I go to. And I'm in a place now. I'm very numb, and it is, and it's all because it's really hard to um, talk about it and to think about it and to keep reliving that. Like, I don't want to keep reliving it. I am okay right, like this is going really well because I guess the platform that I'm on right now, so I have to be professional. But if this was talking to a friend or family, yeah, it wouldn't look like this. And that's just real talk. It's really uh, painful to wrap your mind around. So it's just easier for me to just don't even act like it is there. That's the denial factor, right? Um, yeah. Um, yeah, it's just really hard. It's hard to wrap your mind around because it is intense, and and it's hard to sometimes. So I literally just be like, regular. I be going to work, smile. Hey, good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Yeah. Yup. And I don't acknowledge at all. I don't even none of that stuff. So, um, yeah, it does, Michael. I would say yes. They do. Some stay more than others, but yes, I will definitely agree with you that each stage repeats definitely daily. He says that anger is very easy to hide um, behind because people would leave you alone. However, you don't want to be alone when these feelings occur. Yeah, and so yeah, I do sometimes. I do want to be alone. I like actually aloneness is I'm comfortable with that. I'll be honest with you. And you shouldn't be. I probably shouldn't be, but I don't look at it like it's a bad thing for me. So I don't take my alone time because I'm depressed or I'm sad or I just want to shut out people. My alone time is more wrapped around the idea of centering myself, spending my alone time with God, talking to my mother. Um, and I like those moments. I like those moments when I'm just processing my feelings. If I'm talking to her, so sometimes, so this, let me tell y'all my business. So this sits by my bed, next on my nightstand, and her glasses, I have her glasses that she's wearing here. Sits by my bed and on my nightstand. And so sometimes, as weird as it may be, I just have conversations with her, like as if she's here. And in all actuality, she kind of is. And so, it's just for my process. I would say it like that, for my process. So I don't know if somebody else is going through the same thing. Just giving you some ideas or tips on how you may want to uh, feel and process your grief. These are things that I do for myself. I definitely talk to my mama. Yes, I do. She still knows all of my business even to this day. Here or not here. My mother got cremated, so she is sitting here with me in my house. Her remains. So, different things like that. Just do things that will um, make you just process better. And that's what I want to say because yes, anger is very, very prominent because I will be angry. I will get angry and I will get angry with whomever who it is. I don't care. Like, you can get it. I mean, it's not nice. It's not right, and it's not okay. But is my feeling, and it's how I feel, and I'm gonna be all frank with you, in all honesty. Like, yeah, yep, huh? What? So, and I'm working on it. I'm working on that. I'm working on that within my own self because it's not okay. It's not okay. And the last stage of grief that I have, one of the stages of grief that I want to talk about, it says processing grief. It says there is no right or wrong way um, to grieve. The process is highly individual. In addition, there is no quick fix. The healing process takes time and varies from person to person. Importantly, there is no normal time frame, so be patient with yourself. She suggests that that the following coping strategies that you may find helpful: express your grief in words or another creative outlet, such as painting or drawing. And that is the truth, because I did some painting. So yes, I love to paint. I love to write. I love to sing. So that's why I said you don't want to get so depressed that you're stuck and you stop and you're being still. You need to keep going and find your process. Find ways to slowly relieve this pressure. Slowly get these feelings under wraps and under control, because you don't want to get stuck to the point where you're unproductive. And I don't think your loved ones would want that for you. So the first anniversaries of all occasions are really the first anniversary. Brother Michael, you're gonna have to explain that to me, because I don't know what you mean, sir. Yeah, break that down for me. Oh, are here. What? The first anniversaries of all occasions are really here. Is it supposed to be hand too? I don't know. Brother Michael, I need you to explain that to me. Break that down a little bit, so that we can understand what you are saying, because I don't quite understand. But I want to read you some coping. What should she say? Coping strategies to help you if you are in a place of grief. So it says one is connect with others. This can be loved ones or the community support group. Ask for help in whatever form that you can or need. I haven't gotten to that place yet. I don't think I would. Yeah. I don't know about that one. Practice deep breathing. Now that is something that I do. Oh, this is good, because honestly, that's my time. That's when I come in my room. Honestly, and I will sit on my bed. Nothing's on. No TV, no nothing. I just sit in my bed looking at the ceiling, and I just breathe. I just breathe. I may I may cry or not. I may fall asleep or not. But one thing I will do, I will breathe. I will breathe. Yes, I will. I will breathe. I will breathe, because I don't know why it feels so great and it feels so good. And it just, I don't know what. Maybe somebody on here can explain to me why breathing is so great, but I began to breathe, and it's just it's like a release. I don't know how to really describe it, but it's really great. It's really, 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 really great. So the first anniversaries, like her birthday, Christmas, etc., will be difficult. Okay. Thank you so very much. Um, yes, yes. I am not looking forward to that. Thank you very much for the remembrance, though. I appreciate it very much. No pun intended. Yes, I was. That was a lot of shade. I did. That was shady. Uh-huh. I sent you shade on that one. Yep. Yeah, that was shade, because I'm not ready for that. Not ready for that one yet. But thank you. Um, so you can set small, realistic goals. Ensure you're getting enough sleep, and aim for some form of movement each day. Eat healthy, balanced diet, and keep hydrated. Rehearse how you respond to questions and new situations. And those are some coping strategies. If you are if you're in a place of processing your grief. So some of my grief, it kind of merges in together. I got a little bit of anger, maybe a lot of bit of it. I got processing, a little bit going on here. Yeah. So and a little bit of denial going on. So yeah, it's real. It is real. It's real. And I will tell you that it's not easy, but it's doable, and you can do it. You can get through it. Um, and each day definitely gets better. It definitely gets better each day. I would not imagine myself here in this place in this moment, because it felt like I did want to go under a rock and die. Um, thank God I didn't. But and I wouldn't think I would be here this soon either, because of how just difficult it is to lose a parent. Like, I don't know if you've lost a parent, but and some people tell me that you really don't ever really get over it, but you just get better. And it's just, it's tough, it it relieves some of what you're feeling in the moment. Yes, absolutely. Breathing, right? Marquia, you're referring to the breathing, right? Yes, absolutely. It does. It really, 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 that's a good word, relieve. It relieves it. And I feel much, much better. Um, Adjusting will not always be easy. No, it is not. Adjusting is not always easy. Because, so for instance, I still haven't cleared out her stuff yet. And listen, my mom did a lot of stuff for me. I might be a little spoiled. I ain't even gonna lie. I might be just a teeny bit spoiled. You know, I'm just gonna put it out there. I finally said it. Mama finally said, okay, yes, I'm finally admitting that I might be a little, I might be a little spoiled. So my mom, I think my mom spoiled me a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. You will not get me to admit to anything else other than that. So you might as well keep it moving, sir. Uh, Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I might be a little bit spoiled. So my mom did a lot of stuff for me, and now I'm like, oh, I gotta do that. I gotta do, oh, I gotta do this. Oh, shoot, man. So it's the adjustment definitely is a little difficult. It's a little difficult at times to be like, um, have to adjust to. I'm so used to her doing certain things for me, and now that she's not here, it's like I got. Ah. So yeah, then you have to answer the tough question that your daughter may have at her young age. Then you have to answer the tough question. Yeah, may have. And I put have there, even though it was a jab. Um, yeah, and that too, that part, that that. See, Michael, you just want me to cry on here. That's what you want me to do. You want to see me boo hoo. That's what you want me to do. That you want me to see me cry. That's what you want. Because you're hitting some sore spots here. I'm trying to get up out of here. I only got 5 minutes now. Calm your nerves, okay? Look. So, yes, that is the most difficult part in this entire process is because of my daughter and my mom. My mother pretty much treats my daughter how I was when I was growing up and younger and stuff, and even now as an adult. But even worse. So worse. My mother spoiled the living life, out of my daughter. My daughter is definitely grandmother's girl, and that was tough. And sometimes it is because she will have. So let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you all my business again. Here we are. It's kind of therapeutic, so I'm gonna talk. She would, in moments, recent and maybe last month sometime, she'll come up and she'll ask me questions like, remember when grandma this, and or if it ain't that conversation, it's more or less like she's crying in her room. Like she'll be crying in her room. And I come up there, I'm rushing, and then I'll come in and I'm like, oh my God, what's the matter? Like, what's wrong? I miss grandma, you know, da, da, da. And, I'm going to say this, and I'm probably wrong for doing it, but I'm putting myself out there for, whatever y'all got to say. I don't even care if you all want to judge me. It is what it is at this point. So when that happens, I leave. I ain't gonna lie to you. I walk away. I was like, oh no, I can't handle it. No. I shuts the door and I let my poor baby. I love you, Nyla, though. And mommy means well, but she's in that room boohooing, and I can't. I just can't do that. That I can't do. I can do a lot of stuff. I'm here doing this, and yeah, but that I can't do. I can't do my daughter crying with my mama. That's tough. I don't know if that's a denial. I don't know what stage of grief that is. I'm not sure, but I can't do that. That I can't do. I ain't at that place yet to do anything like that. Oh, thank you, sir. My mom transitioned in 2009 and is still trying to. Yeah, amen. Well, yeah, I get it. I totally understand. Yeah, so when that happens, now I can deal with some of the questions, or I'm like, yeah, and I'll tell her, I'll say, yeah, let's not talk about that now. Let's try to change the subject. I'll try to change this. I'm being honest. I'll change the subject on my daughter, like, or I will walk away from her. I'm laughing, but it's not right. Yeah, I am not in the emotional place to deal with my daughter when it comes down to my mom. That is, I ain't get there yet. So y'all keep me in prayer, please. Keep me in prayer. It takes a lot of courage, patience. I know it's hard. I'm still missing my daughter. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. She got her wings a little over a year ago. It will take time, but everything will be all right. My truest, hardest, warmest condolences to you, Miss Georgia. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Probably don't have much to say to that one. Yeah, so I'm going. Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone. But wow. Um, yeah. So I'm still in it. Um, and it's fresh still for me. Because it happened in June and it's only July, and so I am processing all of it. I'm processing it all. Um, she has the same emotions that you have. I let her know that it is difficult for you as well. It is. It is. It's difficult. And I tell her, I tell my daughter that it's difficult for me to talk about grandma, you know. Um, and she seems to be fine. I guess because she's a kid. So some of it is not registering like it would register for an adult. But I let her know that, mommies, can't really talk about this right now. It's a little tough for me to talk about this. So, let's just change the subject, you know what I'm saying? And let's talk about something different. And maybe we'll return to this conversation later at a later time. So I do let her know that. So, yeah. So, I am sympathetic to you, Miss Georgia. You are so, so, so welcome. And I don't have many words to say in that regard, but my love, my heart, my prayers go out to you and your family, because I know how you feel. I know how you feel. It's not easy, but God gives the grace and ability for us to go through what we are. He says in His Word that He won't put more on you than you can bear. And I had to tell God, okay, God, is this enough bearing? Have I bared enough? Because this is a little bit tough for me to bear right now. So can we ease up the bearing and then let's focus on this bearing, so we can get through this, and then maybe later on we can bear some more. But right now the bearing is not bearing. I don't want to bear no more bearing. I don't. I'm good. I'm good on the bearing. I am good on the bearing. The bearing is all right to me. I'm good. I got my wealth of bearing. Okay. Jesus, please, Lord. We all right? All right. Let's just, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Mm-mm. So that's my conversation with the Lord. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be yours, but it was mine. It definitely was mine because this is tough. It's tough. It sucks and it's tough and it's terrible. And I wouldn't wish it on nobody. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I cannot even imagine what you're going through, Miss Georgia. I can't. I can't. I cannot. I don't even know if we family or not, but I'm calling you Miss Georgia. I'm just being, um, polite right now and yeah, professional. So, if we family, I love you. I love you so very much, and God bless you. She needs to know, music can minister. Yeah, amen. Definitely listen to music. Good job. That's a good advice, Mr. Michael. Um, I do. I miss my mother. She is highly missed. Highly missed. Can I tell you, highly missed? And I am thankful for this platform. I'm thankful that you guys allowed me to get through this. Thank you for those who tuned in and had this conversation with me. Because if I probably would have did this all by myself, I probably would have been a puddle of joy right now. So thank you to everyone who thought it not robbery to tune in to this podcast. It was tough, but we got through it. Thank you so very much. I appreciate every word, every encouragement, every just whatever has transitioned over the internet or in person. Thank you so much. It is helping me get through this time in my life. I think this is the first time I've actually really talked about it in a while. Um, and I think I was ready I felt like, I'm ready to do that. So yeah, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for her life. I'm thankful for having her for 40 years. No, well, it was 39 because she didn't get to my 40th, but I'm thankful for having her for 39 years. Um, she wasn't perfect, but she was my mother, and she was the best mother to me. Um, we laughed, we cried, we yelled, fought. But it ain't fist fight. I ain't never fist fight my mother. I would never do that. Maybe my sister has, but sorry, Jessica. Um, but I've never gotten that far. We've exchanged words a couple times, but other than that, she was my mom, and I will forever love her. She will forever live through me. I plan on either starting a foundation or starting some kind of recreational center in her name, as God uses me and pours into me and allows me to be greater in this dispensation of His grace. I plan on doing something because my mom loved children. She loved kids. She was a little kid. She was a kid herself, and she loved kids. She always loved the children. She always wanted to do stuff for the kids all the time. So definitely going to either do a youth center in her name or some kind of foundation in her name or something of that sort. So you guys look forward to that. If you guys want to also give as well, that'd be great. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you so much. I'm going to do my roll call now because there's a lot of people on here. But I send love, 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 love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Um, love you, Georgia. It's going to be a lot of conversations with God, praying, intimate conversations that you have with God, asking for peace. Amen. I'm here for prayerfully for you in Miss Georgia. May God grant you the serenity to accept the things that you cannot change. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. The most common affirmation that we say we can be most is helpful. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate you, Michael. Thank you so much for that wonderful encouragement. I appreciate it very, very, very much. Please keep me and my family in prayer, guys. It's not easy, but it truly is. Uh, um, is capable of getting through. So thank you so much again. I want to give my roll call before I get up off here. It's a great discussion. Thank you so much for all those who tuned in and were listening. Thank you for Pastor Gabriel. Bless you, sir. Wonderful. He's in South Africa right now, watching from South Africa. Thank you, Pastor Gabriel. Sarah Insia, she's also watching from South Africa as well. Thank you, Miss Sarah. Vernon, thank you so much. Thank you, Markia. Michael, thank you. My sister Danielle, she's watching. Love you, sis. Pastor Shannon, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Sherman, thank you so much for watching. And Georgia, if I missed you, LB, I think there was an LB on here. Thank you, LB, for watching as well. If I missed your name, I'm sorry. I do apologize because if you're on here and you don't comment or you don't do something of that nature, I won't see your name. So I'm sorry for those who may have said something either before or after. So, but thank you to all. Let's cover it that way. Thank you to everyone who thought it not robbery to watch. Please like and share, guys. Maybe this can help somebody. Maybe this can be encouragement to someone who's going through grief. Who's going through a time in their lives where they lost a loved one, they need some level of encouragement and information. So this is really good. This is also on YouTube, so you can share this on YouTube as well. If it fades out in Facebook, we are streaming from Facebook, my business page, as well as my personal page, and we're also streaming from YouTube as well. So you guys can go on there and just share it. Please subscribe to my channel. You can also like and share as well. Thank you so very much to everyone. I'm here for you. Oh, you're welcome, honey. Thank you guys so much for all your listening, for sharing, for just being here as a support system. Thank you for the encouragement. I appreciate it. Please keep my family in prayer, guys. It's not easy, but we're getting through it. We're getting through it, and God is able. He is willing, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful to be here in the land of the living. I want to say this last thing before I get off here. Listen, love your parents, love your family, love your friends, love the community, love people. Period. Because you never know how you may lose them or how they may not be here. One minute they're here, next minute they're gone. Because I'm telling you, I really thought she was gonna go into the hospital and come out. It's happened before. She's gone in, got treated for something, and came home. Boom. And that was my mindset. Who knew that she would have went in at the end of May and not come out? And when she did come out, she didn't come out her normal self. She came out laid prostrated in a bag. And so, yeah. So, when it's time, and if you're at the place where you may not be there yet to forgive, or you may not be there yet to allow a loved one or family or friends in, but process that. And when you process it, eventually go ahead and make it right, and work it out, because life is too short. It's too short to hold a grudge. It's too short to hurt. Now, it's different, like I said before, it's different when you can love and forgive a person, but then we have to redefine your relationship now. So, because you don't want to keep getting hurt by the same people over and over again. So it's better for you to, yes, love them. Yes, care about them, be there for them. That's our duty as Christians, right? But at the same time, you have to redefine your relationship now. They can't be that close anymore. Some people you need to keep at arm's reach. So if that's one thing that I would definitely encourage you to do. Thank you so much again. I appreciate you. One more last shout out to Prophet Intia and Lady Intia. I love you to both. Those are my spiritual parents. They are located at True Healing and Teaching Ministries in Pretoria, North South Africa. I am so excited to see them soon, and I just wanted to shout them out there, guys. Please watch their page, give them, show them love. Y'all got to watch the wonderful services. I post them all the time on my page. It is amazing. He truly is a man of God, and he walks rightfully and just in the sight of God. So I'm thankful. I'm blessed. I am I don't even have words to use to express how happy I am that I know these wonderful people. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you very, very, very much. And to all those that watched, thank you again. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you so much. Oh, how wonderful it was to know that was really where God came from. Amen. So again, thank you so much, and y'all have a good night. I'm Lady B. I love you, and I mean it. Y'all have a good night. Bye. Don't forget, we got what we got going on. Don't forget, listen, y'all bring it, extend this. Look, donations, we still getting them. We still need them. We still need these donations. If you have a Cash App, my Cash App is Lady B Empire. Listen, y'all go ahead and Cash App me something. You got Venmo, Sienna Daboon, I think it's at Sienna Boone, something like that. For Venmo, I take checks, money orders, what you need. I got it. Okay. So please don't forget to donate. We're trying to give money and we're trying to raise this money. Our goal is $2,000. So we're trying to raise this money to go. When I go to Africa in August, so we're going to buy this food and give and help all of these orphanages. So y'all help me. Y'all help me do this. Okay. I really need your help. So I appreciate you very, very much. Y'all have a good night. And I'm Lady B. Bye.